What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Gad Talks. Today we are going to be taking a first look and a basic review of the X361 4G LTE Android 7.1 smartwatch, which can go anywhere from $150 to $200 depending on the website and seller that you choose to get it from. It is quite a bit of a variation in prices, so if you guys do find better prices for this watch, please post it in the video description below along with any feedback. That would be greatly appreciated. And before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It will help me greatly to keep providing you guys with free content on the latest gadgets, electronics, and smartwatches. So I really appreciate that if you guys can give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And now let's begin taking a look at the smartwatch. This is the package it comes with. It's a pretty cool package because the box is thicker. Inside the box, it's really nicely packaged, like kind of a mini smartphone. So better than a lot of the watches that come from China that goes for under $100. And this is the actual watch. It's a very thick watch, as you can see, and it does support a SIM card for 4G LTE data. And the watch band itself feels kind of like half leather and half silicone. So in the front, it looks like leather, and on the back, it feels more like silicone, as you can see. Now let's put this watch on and see what it can do and how it feels like. This watch also comes in two variations. One is the brown leather strap, and the other one is the black leather strap, which is also half silicone here, like I have mentioned. Now, this watch is a pretty big watch. I think this watch is actually 1.6 inch in terms of its screen size. So comparing to the other Android watches that I have seen, they usually go for 1.3 inches. So this one is definitely slightly bigger, and you could feel the difference. You can see the difference. Now let's see what this watch has to offer. First, I like to see the type of default watch faces this watch comes with. So what you do is you long press the home watch face. Now you get to browse through some of the watch faces that this watch comes with. So some new ones that I did not see in the Android 5.1 versions. But regardless, you will still be able to create, it seems that you can import your own or download it from another website or source. Now let's see, this is one of the cooler ones, of course. Now let's see what other options this watch offers. I have not explored too many Android watches over the version, at the version of 7.1, so this is still relatively new to me. I have seen a lot in the Android 5.1 versions, so this is going to feel a little different. It does feel a little higher resolution. So you're going to have your basic Android settings and phone settings. Your contacts, phone, messaging. You're going to have your Chrome browser here. Downloads. So a lot of the same stuff as what you would get from the Android 5.1, but it just seems like everything's a little bit of a higher resolution here, and the icons definitely look newer. And this is your App Store, I believe, or the Chinese version of an App Store. Now let's see if there's actually an App Store explicitly available on this menu here, because that's important in terms of having an Android system. Right off the bat, I do not see an App Store. So that needs to be found, because that's what makes up a lot of the Android system watches and what makes these Android watches more capable than the non-Android watches. that come from China, of course. You're going to have your fitness data, of course. That's very standard. Okay. So, I think the biggest pitfall is not having the App Store immediately obvious to the user. Everything else seems, just pretty standard. That all these options were available in the previous Android OS watches as well. Let's see what downloads is. Maybe it's in there. No, it's not. Go in your settings. So in settings, you're able to, adjust your sound, display, app stylist, some, just your basic settings. I don't think anything's too out of the ordinary here. If you're not able to actually find the App Store here, I think the best bet would be to actually use the browser. I know this in Chinese, it actually says some kind of a marketplace. So I was hoping that this was the App Store, but it is not. So I think the best way to actually find downloads in terms of apps would be just to go through the browser after you connect to the internet, because the App Store is not immediately apparent on the menu, which sucks. And they still have, the square-shaped screen here, which I'm not a fan of. I would like everything to actually be fitted within the circular shape. That's the whole point. But it still does not seem like they have found a way to get around that just yet. So let's check out the Harvey Monitor. So it doesn't look like you need to do anything in terms of just getting a BPM. You just leave it there and it would give you a BPM reading eventually, usually within 30 seconds. Okay. So, the pitfall here I don't like is that the App Store is not immediately apparent. I think from the Android 5.1 versions, they're already there on the menu. So I'm not sure why they did not make it obvious on the menu, which I don't like. Aside from that, do I think this watch is worth $150 to $200? I mean, it's a very nice watch, but I'm not really keen on spending so much money on these watches because I really use watches to tell time. If I really want a really nice watch, I'll spend more money on, just a name brand, either smartwatch or just an analog watch. But I think it is worth, it is an upgrade from a lot of the Chinese watches that come from China, and comparing to the Android 5.1 watches, I don't really see too much of a difference. I mean, everything else was basically the same, just in terms of its functionality, but it does look better. So if you do want to get a better looking watch in terms of just your interface, adding another $50 to $100 on top of your $100 Android OS watch, to me is not too worth it. But if you find something else that makes that justifies the cost, then yes. But aside from that, I do not think this watch is worth the extra money on top of your Android 5.1 smartwatches. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. If you guys do want to purchase this watch after this video, you guys can use my affiliate link below, which will take you to eBay and trust the sellers, and I will earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Thank you very much.